so November numbers over October. Pending sales for real estate are up 16% month over month. But the real question that's going to come into play is going to be, will the increase in mortgage rates actually have a significant adverse effect on people's buying? That is what we're going to go over today. We're going to review kind of what to expect, where we think, where we're trending. We're going to talk a little bit again about mortgage-backed securities like we did last week. So with that, remember, this is free, so share it and do us a favor. Subscribe, let us know that you're listening, ask questions. We get tons and tons of questions every week, which is awesome, and we enjoy sharing. We normally get back to you within about 30 minutes, except for on Sunday. And this way, you can get real-time information. Yeah, you're not going to get information from August and September. Heck, just go back and listen to my videos from August and September if you want to know what's going on. But if you want real-time information so you can make a real-time business decision for you and your family, hey, you need to subscribe, hit the little bell. All right, moving on. Pending sales are up over last year. Inventory has creeped up just a tad bit. Let's go over this, and then we're going to bring in a little bit of perspective. All right, so active sales right now are up 9.4% year to date. Now, again, when we talk about these numbers, geographically speaking, we go from the Canadian border all the way down to the Tri-Cities and part of the peninsula, so you're like Kitsap County, and then we go, over to like Walla Walla and Wenatchee and Chelan and some of those areas. So it is a very vast area. So when we talk about a difference of 470 homes year to date, that's peanuts. That is like small, all right? When we take a look at new on market, we're up 8.4% year to date, which is good. It's not enough. That's only 600 homes. That is not enough, because when we take a look at the 7-day running average, you can see that, and again, remember, Friday's a big list day because we've been hovering in the mid to low 700s, Monday through Thursday. So, but because Friday's a big date to go on market, we had 1,002 homes that came on market, 1,608 that went pending, and then 1,310 that actually sold. So we're still drawing down that inventory. Perspective. When we take a look at 2018 alone, I could have used 2019. 2018 was a little more consistent, and because in 2019 we actually had slightly higher inventory. But anyway, so looking at 2018, we normally have 16,573 homes available for sale. Today, we had 5,971. That's basically 10,000 homes less available on market right now. 10,000 homes less. But we're still selling more. Pretty amazing, right? Because then when we come over to new on market, historically, let's see, in 2018, there were 103,088 that came on market year to date. We are at 102,191, or just about 9% difference, 0.9, I should say, difference. So our new on market has been at least holding pace. Just a bit less, but still holding pace. The difference is when we come down to the pending, in 2018, we actually went pending 85,537. And we're up 13% because we're at 96,978 right now, year to date. When you take a look at the disparity in the number of homes available, meaning that we basically have 64% less homes. That's more than half. Okay, that's almost 2/3. Almost, not quite, but almost. When we come down here and we take a look at sold in 2018 was 81,433. And 2018 was a really good market. We've sold 92,200, or 13.4% more than we did in 2018. So we're selling more homes with 1/3, let's just round it, with 1/3 the inventory. That means that our market is absolutely blowing through things, even compared to last year, which was still a record setter. We are beating those records this year. All right, so when we come down, pendants are up 7.4%, roughly about 3,700 homes. Solds are up 13.3, roughly about 10,000 homes. It's just a shade under that, but basically 10,000 homes more sold this year than last year, which is pretty awesome. When we just take a look at month over month, hey, our inventory is up 9.4%. New on market is up 19%, which is a savings grace, because when you come down here, when you come here, you can see how the pendant and the new on market are following and trailing each other the entire time, the entire year. Because our inventory is so limited, these two truly go hand in hand. You can just watch as they go. As we see more inventory, we see more pendings, and as inventory drops, the pendants go down. It is consistent, and it is because there are so few homes. All right, we're up we're down 3.3% as far as overall sales month over month. Okay, that's pretty small. I didn't give you the number, but it's like, I don't know. Well, I guess I could take 3% of 92,000. That'll give you a pretty good number. All right, so when we talk about where we are trending, the market is still doing amazingly well. And in fact, it's funny because we had a number of sellers that reached out to us and said, hey, we watched your video last week, and are you really saying that we could still get our home sold, we could still see multiple offers, and we will get 100 to 107% of market value if we price it right today, even though Thanksgiving's like 10 days away? Yes, you can. Why? Because there's such a massive pent-up demand. Of all of the offers that we presented last week, minus one, they were all multiple offers. People are still out there. There is a massive pent-up demand to purchase their home, especially now for the holidays. What a great gift to each other. Hey, gift for the family. You get a house. Or the other way, you could say, I sold the house. And then everybody's like, what? Just kidding. Anyway, what a great gift. And yes, we will continue to see that. Now, because this year, unlike last year, because this year has been following our seasonality, do expect about December 15th-ish to start to see that slow down. Okay? And we're going to see that slow down all the way really until about mid-February. And then our spring market starts to pick up. That is consistent. I see Marie posted the screenshots there. That is consistent. You can see, whoop, there we go. Everything's always in backwards here. You can always see that that is our normal slowdown. However, again, like last week, it is still an amazing time. So sellers can still get top dollar for your home. You just get less people, so you get more quality people coming through your home. Less intrusion, a little more safe, less people coming through your house. For buyers, hey, there are other buyers, and we're hearing it every day. Oh, we're going to slow down for the holidays. Okay, that's good because that's going to help our other buyers. Okay, we're totally fine with that because our other buyers then are going to have less competition, which makes it even better for them. So it is still an amazing time. Last year, we just blew all the way through really till I think the first week in July, and then we slowed down notably a little bit more, but we still were cranking it out, all things considered. It was consistent versus crickets. Because normally when that time of the year rolls around, it's like, oh, real estate's up again. And that's like mid-February because it's quiet. It's crickets. Last year was not that case. And this year, still going to be a little tight. Why? Okay. Second part of today is the feds are pulling back on their mortgage-backed securities. I'm not going to go all the way into detail about mortgage-backed securities. I have Marie post last week's episode. She put chapters in it, so she's going to tell you where to click on the chapter so you can start that one because she's super cool. my video magician along with Vikas. All right, here we go. So mortgage rates are holding still at 3.25%. Non-owner occupied with no points is still 3.75%. Still amazing. But that is going to change. And you might remember as we were chatting about this midsummer in anticipation of the change, as we're getting close to the change is that we are going to start to see an increase in rates as the Fed slow their purchasing of mortgage-backed securities, which then is going to give a little volatility to the 10-year Treasury, to the bonds, mortgage-backed securities traded on the stock market, right? Because Feds don't control mortgage rates, right? So we're going to start to see a little volatility, which means that there's more risk, which means then rates will start to hedge upwards. And by the time we get towards the end, I'd say towards the end of Q1, first quarter, we're going to start to hedge closer to about 3.5%. And you can see them bubble. It's just going to be slow, little steps. You might see a little up, you might see a little down, but it's going to be hedging up. At the end of Q2, second quarter, we'll probably be 3.5% par pricing, okay? Again, if you don't understand what par pricing is, Marie will post the 5 questions you must ask when getting quoted mortgage rates. Look, that is a specific video that specifically walks you through questions you need to ask and things you need to look at so you're comparing apples to apples. If you haven't seen it, watch it, okay? Huge. Most people, it is an eye-opener for them. They are like, oh my gosh, George, you're absolutely right. Well, that's good. I'm glad you watched it. And they're like, oh, we almost made that mistake. I love to hear that because that means our free information is helping you make a better decision, which is awesome. All right. So these rates are going to start to trend up. Now, how will that affect the buyers out there in the industry? In other words, are we going to get that new acronym FOMO, fear of missing out? Yes, that is going to play a role. Spring market is always a big deal. Rates are going to start hedging up at that time as they start to stave off some of the inflation from our massive spending. Yeah, that's an understatement. But anyway, not to get political, let's get, that is going to happen to stave off part of what we are seeing when we talk about mortgage rates going up versus what pricing is doing, because the two are going to slide side by side, in my opinion, all the way through 2022. Our market will continue to be like what we're seeing today all the way through. And some people might be saying, George, how is that possible? Rates are going to go up. People are going to freak out. They're going to quit buying. No, they're not. They're not. And because we are always seeing movement in the market. Is it going to slow down a little bit? We're going to peak a little bit. Might slow down a tad bit, but it's going to peak a bit, back up again, because our inventory is so low and we have so many pent up buyers out there that even still, even if it were to hit 4%, which 2023 I think it will, we are going to see, that's just a prediction, we'll be bouncing up against it, I believe, my humble opinion. We will know after second quarter. But as we're starting to see the buyers and sellers in the industry continue marching forward, you're going to see that continued activity. Will we see double-digit appreciation next year? I think there's a high probability we're going to see between 10 and 12% appreciation next year. I still feel that we are going to see maybe not quite as aggressive, but still aggressive trending upward. Some folks are saying, George, is this sustainable? And the answer is, the difference is when a few videos ago, when we talked about the difference between 2008 versus where we're at today, and equity being the big, huge difference, and quality of loans being written today. The answer is yes, it's sustainable. Yes, it's going to stay there. Yes, we will slow down in 2023, 2024, and then it's going to start picking back up again as we hit a normal slowing cycle as we head back up. And we'll hit double digits again, towards the end of 2024, 2025, my prediction. Now, with that being said, okay, to make a decision today still puts you ahead of the game. If you're one of those folks that's saying, oh my gosh, the market's going to crash. No, it's not. We don't have enough inventory. How do I know this? Until we get something that is closer to here, which this number is still super low, because this number is half of what we normally run as an inventory level, or close to half, because right now we have 7 days of inventory. 7 days. That's it. 1 week. 1 calendar week. A healthy market has 4 to 6 months of inventory. So if I have this big bucket, and I call this the Northwest Multiple Listing Service, the Northwest MLS, and all of these agents put their listings in this bucket, and I put a lid on it, I should have enough inventory in here, 4 to 6 months worth, for a balanced market. Oh my gosh, we haven't seen that much inventory since probably 2015. So is this our new norm, having this level of inventory? Possibly. But the thing of it is, we got to get above 7 days. We need at least 2 months of inventory before we start to see really any kind of shift, before we have, a buyer's market per se. It's still a seller's market, and it has been for a lot of years. It will continue so through this year and through most of next year, if not all of next year. So if you're planning on making a move, don't delay. Interest rates do have a massive role in what your monthly payment is. And if you're interested in saving money, that's what you need to do. In the meantime, you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. At the moment, it is not raining. So go out and get a walk, go out and do something. It's absolutely beautiful outside still. You guys be safe out there. Ask your questions, subscribe, let us know what you think. And in the meantime, you guys be safe. All the best to you and your families. Have an absolutely fabulous upcoming Thanksgiving. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care.